Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Boxiest, and today we are going to continue the What If series. What if events had gone differently? And in this What If, we're going to change the history of Cobra Kai. What if Miguel saved Robby during the events of Cobra Kai Season 2? So in this timeline, the events of Cobra Kai Season 2 would still happen. Cobra Kai and Miyagi-Do would still have the rivalry, and Daniel would still want to get more students for Miyagi-Do. Those events would stay the same, so he would still go to the country club to try to recruit new students. And in this timeline, Aisha wouldn't invite Tori to the country club. Instead, she would invite Miguel. Aisha would tell Miguel that this was a good chance for him and Sam to talk, so Miguel would go to the country club with Aisha, and at the country club, Sam would want to talk to Aisha, but this is when Miguel would show up, and he would want to talk to Sam, but Sam wouldn't want to talk to Miguel. Miguel would try apologizing for how he acted, and he would want to ask Sam for a second chance, but Sam wouldn't want to hear it, so Sam would leave Aisha and Miguel alone. So in this timeline, Sam and Tori wouldn't be enemies, and the events of Cobra Kai Season 2 would carry on. Amanda's wallet would still be stolen, and Robby would want to go look for it at the beach. And much like in the original timeline, Robby would still run into Trey and Cruz, and he would want to record the fight, but while Robby was distracted, he would still be hit in the back of his head, and Robby would still be on the ground defenseless. And in this timeline, Miguel would be walking down the beach, and he would see Trey and Cruz holding Robby. Miguel would be surprised to see them, and he would see that Robby was in trouble, so Miguel would want to save Robby, and he would attack Trey and Cruz. Robby would be surprised to see Miguel. Using his Cobra Kai training, Miguel would take down Trey and Cruz. Derek would still be holding Robby, and he would let go of him, and he would want to fight Miguel. Derek would use his strength and size to his advantage, and Miguel would have a hard time against Derek, and he would even manage to land a hit on Miguel, but in the end Miguel would take down Derek. Robby would stand up, and he would thank Miguel, and he would ask him what he was doing there. Miguel would say that he came here to talk to Sam. Miguel would also apologize to Robby on how they started off on the wrong foot, and he would also apologize for how he fought dirty against him at the tournament. Robby would accept Miguel's apology, and Miguel would also tell him how he knows he was Johnny's son. He would tell Robby how Johnny really cares for him. He would say that Johnny was a good person, and he would ask him to give him a chance, but Robby wouldn't be ready. This is when Daniel would show up, and he would see Miguel and Robby. Robby would explain how Miguel had saved him. Daniel would thank Miguel, but he still wouldn't trust him, and Robby and Daniel would leave. So in this timeline, Miguel and Robby would no longer be enemies, and the events of Cobra Kai would carry on. Dimitri would still join Miyagi-Do in this timeline, and he would still write a bad review for Cobra Kai. Those events would stay the same. Hawk and a couple other Cobras would still attack Dimitri at the mall. Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai would still fight, but Miyagi-Do would still win. And much like in the original timeline, Hawk and the other Cobras would still trash the Miyagi-Do dojo, and many students would still leave Cobra Kai, and those events would continue. The fight at Coyote Creek would still happen, and Miguel would still find out that Hawk stole the Medal of Honor, so Miguel would still fight Hawk, and he would retake the medal. And much like in the original timeline, Miguel would go return the medal to Robby. Robby would be surprised to see Miguel with the medal, but he would automatically know that Miguel had nothing to do with it, and since Miguel and Robby were on good terms, Miguel would explain everything that happened. This is when Sam would come down, and she would see Miguel talking to Robby. Sam would be surprised to see Miguel with the medal. Miguel would apologize on behalf of Cobra Kai, and Sam and Robby would thank Miguel. The events of Cobra Kai would continue. Moon's party would still happen. Some of Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai would still have their rivalry, but Sam, Robby, Miguel, and Tori would be on good terms, and they would want to keep the peace between the two dojos. The party would carry on, and it would be uneventful. Sam wouldn't be drinking in this timeline, so she would go home, and during the first day of school, the day would be uneventful. Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai would go their separate ways, so the school fight wouldn't happen in this timeline. Robby would see Miguel around the school, and he would remember what Miguel told him about Johnny, so Robby would decide to give Johnny a second chance, and one day after school, Robby would stop by the Cobra Kai dojo. Johnny would be happy to see Robby, and the relationship between Johnny and Robby would start to repair itself, but Robby would continue training with Daniel, and since Johnny and Daniel were now on good terms, Johnny would be okay with it, and overall things would be a lot more peaceful in this timeline, and that is where I'm gonna end this What If. Thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think would have happened if Miguel saved Robby during the events of Cobra Kai Season 2? Let me know in the comments below. YouTube lets me know that the majority of you are not subscribed, so if you guys could subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And I'll see you guys next time.